Welcome, this is Nancy Morale. In my introduction video, I defined homeschooling with success as your family thriving and your children receiving a quality education. In this first video of the series, we're going to discuss the societal implications, or specifically, the roadblocks and struggles for homeschoolers. The roadblocks and struggles for homeschoolers to receive a quality education can be divided into two areas: learning methods and documentation. Before we look at learning methods and documentation, let me introduce to you what I call the usual suspects. In other words, who will be your antagonists, or with whom will you experience the most roadblocks and struggles? Family may not believe in homeschooling at all. Employers need an explanation for a homeschooler's qualifications, since there won't be the traditional school documents or traditional certifications. Sports clubs are very competitive and are concerned with teams having an unfair advantage by using players the wrong age or having the wrong qualifying address, and this could disqualify their team. And institutions need tests from homeschoolers. The good news is learning methods and documentation can quickly answer all of the concerns for the family, a future employer, or any kind of club or sports team and any institution. So let's look how the learning methods and documentation you choose can be best communicated to others. Picking sound learning methods puts you in control, assures a quality education, and becomes the basis for good communication. Communicating your choice of methods to others begins with your attitude and due diligence in understanding what your child needs. Don't worry, it's already figured out for you. Publishers, as well as formal and informal education groups, spend a lot of time developing both placement tests and scope and sequence charts. Placement tests are just that. They place your child at the appropriate level of difficulty. And scope and sequence charts are like a huge outline of what is going to be taught. So you are, on one hand, juggling the proper placement of your child and moving them along the outline of teaching, while on the other hand, you are communicating this to others. How are you communicating this? Documentation. This means work samples, forms that need to be filled out, policies, letters of reference, a portfolio, certifications, awards, and even a parent-made transcript. What are the learning methods and documentation you are going to share? The answer to this question is the answer to eliminating most roadblocks and struggles. Here is a sample scope and sequence. They have it divided into the core curriculum and then the electives. As a sample, we'll take a look first at reading. They call it word building. It shows you exactly what a 7th, 8th, and 9th grader should know. Then here's English. First thing you learn as a 3rd grader, start working on alphabetizing. Practice cursive writing. You can see specific things in this scope and sequence. Here's what a math student in 2nd and 3rd grade needs to master by the time their school year is finished. Science in 5th and 6th grade. And then social studies. This is at the high school level. Scope and sequence charts are a great tool for any homeschooler, not only because you can use it to closely follow the implementation of the publisher's curriculum, but by following it, you can do things like plan for future field trips, create teacher-made activities, or purchase books that follow the themes outlined in the scope and sequence. So let's look at a sample parent-made homeschool transcript. This will include demographics, their accomplishments, exact courses studied, special skills, interests, completed tests, and does your child know any foreign languages? Have they done any honors work, on-the-job training? Also, what is your grade structure or weight? For example, the most common is unweighted grades, where A is 4 points, B is 3 points, etc. Least desired is where special consideration is given for extra work, so you can actually earn more than a 4.0. Remember the scope and sequence chart I was speaking about with curriculum publishers, which basically is an outline of everything that will be taught and in what sequence? Well, also, the high school years have a roadmap that is commonly accepted. You need to get a copy of this from your district. There are basic courses that are listed that you want to make sure you always cover, and this will be a roadmap that educators will understand when they see your parent transcript with these similar courses for these grades. So let's look at a parent transcript. This is page 1 of 3. The idea is that we want it to be neat, professional, and comprehensive. See, the header has the Florida course code number, the name of the subject, the school year, the letter grade, and the credit earned. Page 2 of the transcript is information for the next 2 years, and it's the same format. Everything is referenced, everything is broken down. This third and final page of the parent transcript has a lot of official information. It's the summary of all the credits in the first box, the extracurricular activities and accomplishments in the second box, testing data in the third box, and grade point average and community service hours in the fourth box. References refer to the Florida statutes, the Home Education Office Department of Education rules, as well as the unweighted grade point average chart. This is an official document to support the authority of the parent and this homeschool transcript. What are the learning methods and documentation you are going to share? The answer to this question is the answer to eliminating most roadblocks and struggles. To homeschool successfully, you will be concentrating on picking good learning methods and utilizing placement tests and scope and sequence charts in order to make a good homeschool transcript. But your work is just getting started. ADDIE is an acronym that stands for the words Analyze, Design, Develop, Implement, and Evaluate. ADDIE is one of many instructional systems design frameworks to develop courses. But the work that lies ahead in developing a good education program will require you to be in a constant cycle of analyzing, designing, developing, implementing, and evaluating your program. You'll be constantly looking at learning methods, placement tests, and scope and sequence information as you analyze and design a program. You'll work hard at developing its different facets, and then you'll implement it, and then work on evaluating it to see how successful it was or wasn't. Then you would repeat the cycle over and over again. Future videos will address how to create your homeschool program using this and other frameworks.